Are we all? Where are we? How are we doing?
Pardon?
I'm gonna just chill on the clock. Oh, you're chilling and talking all the
Yeah. Woo!
Oh, there you go.
Okay. This is trying to figure out space. It's all right, yeah?
Yeah.
You guys can see? You guys can see?
Oh, you're using this side.
Yeah,
like
that's the
this side.
stickier side. This is the better side for me.
I like
Can
it.
you flip the side you?
I like this side because it's pretty. So do you? So that's perfect. So I'll flip it for
Flip
me.
it now if you want, yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay. Sweating. We're doing it at my house today. Whoa.
We're live.
Yeah, we're live. We're live.
What's up, Arjun?
My brain.
I'm just hot.
I am. Look, I've been walking so much. I've been busy. Busy, very busy today. So I got to think for a second. How is everybody? How are you guys? Are you good? And how are you guys? Are you good? I'm going to turn off the comments. I'm already sweating. It's like hot yoga in here. Damn it, the table's in the way.
Oh, the leg's popping up.
Yeah, I know. A little better. How's that for space? Can you guys see okay? Can someone like thumbs up or something? Thumbs up in the chat. In this, oh, you can't. I turned off the comments on Instagram, but in this one on YouTube, you can chat if you need to. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, I guess. You're all right with it?
Yeah.
Okay. So, mat or an area that you cannot slip, that you will not slip. Couple blocks. That's my kind of day. I'm showing everything. One of those days, okay, we're going to start this class lying on our back. So I'm just going to be walking around, talking, cueing. You can watch the guys, see what they're doing. I'll move out of the way and then stand over here or behind them so you can sort of see. But bring the soles of the feet flat to the ground, knees bent, feet wide, knees together. If you need a blanket or towel or something else to be comfortable, use that. So today has been one of those days where all the stuff happens. Like I had everything sorted out. I had all these appointments. I had to run around, do a lot of things. And every single one of them was something, and that's been all day, even to now. And I feel like if I was in a different mindset, I'm in a quite good mind place, I have been lately. Yoga, I'm working out all the things that help my mind and my body to be comfortable. As you're laying there, if it's comfortable, walk the feet just a little wider, keep the knees either together or as close together as possible. So working on that internal rotation of the femur to pelvis, you might back. So that whole thing of also arms wherever it's comfortable. The arms might be goalpost, on the body by the side. Whatever's good for the shoulders. We'll do some movement soon for that to get everything going. So I want you to think of how things have been going for you lately. And normally in class, I give stories. I tell you guys stories. So I feel like today is very appropriate for that. How have your days been going? Especially if things are different. If you're working, not working, if you're doing anything that's, out of your normal routine. For me, it's very different from my normal, kind of, a little bit different from my normal routine. It's almost like I've created a new routine now and I'm in the flow and everything's nice and easy. At the start, it was a bit stressful. Now it's okay. So, if you've been going through something that just hasn't happened right, everything keeps piling on top of the next, what do you use to deal with that? What do you do for the mind and the body? especially if you've been having a day that's just, everything's changed. Every appointment, nothing happens right. Everything that you got on your schedule, it gets pushed back or changed around, or someone wants to change it to something else. How do you deal with it? Can you start to use everything that you begin to gain or adapt to or develop in classes like this, in your seated meditation, in breathwork, anything that you do, maybe it's contemplative prayer, something else, can you start to really use that and put it into play instead of just doing all these things and it just being something that you do and it's pushed to the side as soon as you leave the mat? Can you incorporate it? Can you use it? So as we, one more time, walk the feet a little wider, knees stay together, arms wherever it's comfortable again. It is feeling like a hot yoga class in here. For me, anyway. So hopefully your room feels nice and warm wherever you are. Keep the legs as they are. We're going to do a little bit of work with the head now. You might not be able to see the guys, so I'm just going to show you as I stand in front of the cameras. So here, think of your head staying on one plane. So instead of the chin moving up or down or moving around, I want you to think your nose stays on one line. Take a full inhale breath. Again, wherever you are, arms comfortable, body comfortable. On the exhale, turn your head to the left without the chin dropping down. If it drops down, that just means you stop there. You stay in that range of motion. Back to the center on the inhale breath. On the exhale, it turns to the right. Inhale, head to the center. Exhale, head to the left. Inhale, head to the center. Exhale, head to the right. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale, head to the center. Exhale, head to the left. Again, make sure it's not dropping down or up or moving around. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, head to the right. Inhale, head back to the center. Last time each side. Exhale, head to the left. So noticing if the rotation is getting further and further as you move. Inhale, back to the center. Inhale, back to the center. And now you'll lift your chin up towards the ceiling without lifting your head off the ground. So just think of extending at the front of the neck spine. Exhale, you'll flex at the neck spine, bring the chin down into the throat, head stays on the ground, so you extend the back of the neck. Do that a few times. Inhale, lift the head up. Keep the head on the ground, but lift the chin up, tilt it back. Exhale, tilt the chin down into the throat. Again, inhale, tilt the chin up. Notice how it feels at the back. If there's any impingement, again, please do not go to that position. Stay just under it. Exhale, chin into the throat. That goes for the entire class. Modify for what you feel and what you need. Again, last one. Inhale, lift the chin up. Moving with this. Anything else is bound onto it. And exhale, chin into the throat. Bring the head back to the center. And then let's bring the arms down by your side. The knees come into the chest. So however you need to get them there, you can take your time. Maybe walk the feet towards one another, then bring the knees in. You can rock side to side if that's comfortable. Hands can be on the knees, the hamstrings, whatever does feel best for the body. Also, don't forget today, me and Alan swap out. So partway through, we'll be doing a bit of Budokon. Excited. And they're going as far as it's comfortable. That might be all the way down. It might be just a little rock side to side. You get to choose. And then let's come to stillness. Hold behind the back of the knees. And if this is not okay for your body, just keep rocking side to side. Start to rock backwards and forwards. So here, really round the spine as much as you can. So it's a little bit more comfortable on the spine. So hold the back. Are you okay? Okay. Hey, if you got a sore back, just rock side to side. Yeah, just rock side to side. Again, modify for what you're feeling. Just a couple more times, side to side or backwards, forwards. Again, whatever your body feels. Once more. And we'll come up to a seated position. Bring the soles of the feet to get the knees wide into a full butterfly or Budokon. Sit up on a whatever you need. If you've got blankets or blocks, especially if your knees are all the way up near the ears, or put blocks under the knees, because we're going to keep the spine in an upright position. So if you can't sit upright, we're going to use the blocks. Actually, I'm going to get you this in a bolster. So I do, being at home, it's kind of nice, but come on. I do have the extra stuff here. There you go. Yeah. So the pelvis is in an upright position. It's not tipped backwards or forwards. It's like you're sitting on the top of the sitting bones. I think we talked about this yesterday. Sitting bones are like your feet. So from there, you're upright, spine, head, spine, rib cage, head, everything in a nice tall position. And now with the arms, I want you to think place them where you can move the shoulders. So what we are going to do is inhale, lift the shoulders up. We did this in tabletop yesterday. On the exhale, retract them back. So pull the shoulders back away from the ears. Make sure you're not flaring the ribs. Inhale, shoulders pull down. So depress the shoulder blades down towards the glutes. Exhale, pull them forwards without rounding the spine. So keep everything nice and pulled back at the back of the body. It's a bit of a weird sensation. Inhale, shoulders pull up. Exhale, pull them back. Keep them lifted. Inhale, shoulders down. Exhale, shoulders forwards. Again, shoulders pull up. We'll do one more. Exhale, back. Inhale, shoulders down. Exhale, shoulders forwards. Inhale, lift them up. Now we'll go the opposite way. Exhale, forwards and down. Inhale, pull the shoulders back. Exhale, shoulders up. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, down. Inhale, back. Exhale, lift them up. Let's start inhale forwards, come back to our starting point, and let's bring the shoulders down and back into place. So they're not, they're in between, just a neutral position. Press the feet into one another. We're going to move the arms now. Pull the knees out and down. I know it's early in class, so if this is intense, you might just do about 50% of what the strength of the legs can do. Inhale, lift the arms straight up to the sky. Exhale, pull the elbows back and down. Lift the chest up. Keep pulling the knees out only as far as it's comfortable for you. Lift the arms straight back up. Again, you're sitting on your bum, nice and tall. Exhale, hands come to heart. Inhale, arms lift straight up to the sky. Exhale, elbows pull down. Keep pulling the knees out and down, shins up towards the chest. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. One last time, sit tall. Inhale, lift the arms straight up. So again, sitting bones acting like your feet. Exhale, elbows back and down. Lift the chest up, elbows down, shoulders pull back and down. Inhale, lift the arms straight back up. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Good. Let's come to a tabletop position. Bring the knees in. Hands and knees at a tabletop position. Have your blocks at the top of the mat just in case. You might need them, you might not need them. It really depends on your body and how you're feeling today. Let's turn the fingers out to the side. Let's start to move the spine. Inhale, cow, lift the chest up, pull the collarbones wide. And if this is not okay for your wrists, keep the fingers pointing forwards. Just making sure you guys are good with sound and sight. Good. Exhale as you round and dome. Press into the palms. Good. Inhale again, lift the breastplate up. If you can, start to pivot the fingers further back towards the knees. Keep them where they are if it feels good. Exhale as you now dome the spine. We'll do one more. Inhale, start to lift everything all the way up. Pull the chest forwards, tailbone lifts. Exhale, tip the tailbone back. Pull the frontal hip points up to the underarms. Good, let's come back to a neutral spine. We're going to start to take some big circles with the body. So the fingers point forwards now. And now think of moving the body forwards in a circular motion. Let's go anti-clockwise, or you guys call it counterclockwise. In a big circle, you might come all the way back with your hips grazing through the heels. It can be as move out of the way. It's hard to see on Instagram. You get a much wider screen on YouTube. So continue to take the circles in this same one direction, so moving anti-clockwise. And now let's change it once you come back to the center. Let's move clockwise now, or anti. So you can move the spine however it feels good. You might move it through flexion and extension, through cat and cow. You might just take little circles if that's where your body goes. Pardon? Or they might be really, really big circles. Or you might be going the opposite way.
I'm going opposite.
Yeah.
But in Australia, counterclockwise is backwards.
Is it now?
The toilets, they flush backwards.
Well, the clock still goes the same way. We'll take 2 more full circles, 4 rotations. If this is rough on the wrist as well, you can always create fists. If you have the blocks, you can hold the blocks and grip. Use the upper arms to take the weight on. Once you've taken the full rotation, come back to the center. Tuck your toes, move to the top of the mat. So I want you to have space to be able to step back. So still in a tabletop position, as you tuck the toes, hover the knees off the ground, just an inch or 2. Good. Now hug the ribs up. Yes, nice. Now with the knees lifted, I want you to think the outer hips hugging, the chest pulled forwards, the collarbones wide. Good. Look down towards the fingers to the back of the neck, or the neck spine is neutral. Take another full inhale breath. We did this yesterday as well. Keep the hips this low. So I want you to think contain the upper body. Don't let the upper body wriggle around. We do this a lot in class, so you guys know. Step back with the left leg first, and then the right high plank position. Good. Keep your bum tucked back to the heels. So think of pulling the frontal hip points up to the bottom of the ribs and keeping that connection. Now firm the thighs, push the heel bones back, chest forwards. Take another full inhale breath. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Take any movement that feels good, maybe bending the knees, moving the pelvis around. I like this teaching at home. And then start to really create a nice long neutral spine. So pull the pelvis back away from the wrist, broaden the upper back, hug the upper arm bones in. So think of slightly wrapping the triceps out and down and push your forearms forwards. And then bend your knees a little bit, Charlie. Yeah, take a slightly shorter stance. Yeah, there you go. As you tilt the tailbone up, so think of pull the hamstrings up to the glutes, pull the ribs in. Good. Inhale, look forwards. If you can jump here, jump. We're going to jump or step to frog squat, feet outside the wrists. Malasana variation, really nice, nice. Now take as wide a stance as you need, the hips as high as you need for the heels to be on the ground. Same option, put blankets or whatever you need under the heels so they're stable. Little space side to side if you need a little bit more mobility or warmth in the pelvis or feet of the pelvis. Can you start to lift the front of the spine up? Pull the knees wide. Press down into the big toe mound and think of pulling the shin bones back, pubic bone up. Take another inhale breath. Exhale, forward fold, ragdoll. I get to do it. Are you okay if I'm on your mat? Yeah. Ragdoll pose. Hips up, head down. Bend the knees, sway the pelvis around. You're welcome to bind the arms. You're welcome to take an interlacing at the back of the head or the low back. Nice. Bring the weight further forwards. So we're not gripping with the toes, but there's weight into the toes. A little more weight. Maybe slightly lean forwards. Take one more full inhale breath. And full exhale, release the hands down. Bring the feet to a hip width position. Inhale, lift halfway. Fingers on the shins. Get that tiny bend of the knees with the hamstrings up. Hold for the exhale breath. Inhale, chair pose as you bend the knees. Point the kneecaps forwards over the middle toes. Exhale, bring the hands to heart. Sit a bit deeper if you can. Inhale, let's stand up. Mountain pose, lift the arms straight up to the sky. Exhale, goal pose the arms, option for a little baby back bend. Inhale, lift the arms straight back up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, tip out and down, hamstrings lift as you fold. You can go there if you want. Inhale, lift halfway, lean forwards, lengthen the front of the spine. Thanks, your mat's comfy. Exhale, low lunge. Let's step the left leg back, lower the knee, tuck or untuck the left toes. Inhale, crescent moon, lift the arms up. Actually, let's tuck our back toes under. Point the right knee forwards over the middle toe. Good, wrap the outer right hip back and down. So make sure the right knee keeps pointing over the middle toe, but as you pull the right hip back and wrap it down, you're not letting it wing out to the side. Pull the fronts of the hips off the front thigh. Pull the ribs into the back of the body. Now with the back toes tucked, can you lift the back knee off the ground? Only if it's in your practice, guys. Good, with the back knee lifted. Keep that bend in the knee, the front of the pelvis stays in an upright position. If you have any ankle problems, please keep the knee on the ground. Take a slightly wider stance, Charlie. Yeah. Take a full inhale breath. Exhale, hands to the ground, low lunge. Inhale, standing splits, lean forwards, lift the front foot up. Exhale, step back to a lunge position, bring the foot back behind you. Inhale, now three-legged dog, bring the right leg up and back. Let's bend the knee, open the hip, take some circles with the right leg if that feels comfortable. Move around, not necessarily making sure that the shoulders are square to the ground. You can open them up a little if that feels better and okay for your body. Take another full inhale breath. And downward facing dog. Inhale, roll up the spine to a high plank position. Come forwards. Exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. On or off the knees, your choice. Inhale, baby cobra. All 10 toenails press down. Pull the chest forwards and up. Tuck your chin down into the throat. Good. Lengthen your bum back towards the heels. Roll the inner thighs up. Now, can you press the toes harder down, especially the baby toes? Press them all the way down. Good. Take another inhale breath. Keep the chest pulling forwards, the tailbone reaching to the heels. Exhale, bring yourself back to child's pose. Push into the hands, hips back to heels, knees wide. Take a full breath in, press the hips down as low as you can get them towards the ground. And a full exhale, broaden the upper back, pull the chest forwards. Let the head rest, whether it's on the ground or not. Not here for long. Inhale, tabletop at the top of the mat, move all the way up. Exhale, tuck the toes, start to contain the body. Again, nice and strong and stable. Outer hips, outer shoulders, ribs up. Inhale, hover the knees. Shouldn't look like much is moving here. Now we're going to start with the right leg. Step the right leg back, then the left leg back. High plank position. Now create your body a strong straight line as you possibly can. So pull the chest forwards, press the... Nice. Lower your bum just a little bit, Charlie. Good. Press the thigh bones hard towards the sky. Take another full inhale, heels back, chest forwards. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Take a full inhale breath. Pull the hips a little further back on the exhale. Not here for long. Inhale, bend the knees, come onto the tiptoes. If you can again, or whether you did before, try it this time, frog squat. Jump the feet outside the wrists, or step. We'll sway side to side again if you need to. Start to pull the front of the chest up. Inhale, tuck your chin down. Yeah. Exhale, ragdoll, forward fold. But this time in ragdoll, keep the feet wide. Let's take Padangusthasana. So peace fingers around the big toe. So think of hooking the two peace fingers in between the second toe, under the big toe. Seal the circle with the thumbs. Keep the grip. Inhale, lift halfway. Pull the chest forwards. Lean forward, shoulders back. Exhale, fold out and down. So shoulders pull back away from the ears. Think of lengthening the front of the breastplate away from the navel, and then pull the navel away from the pubic bone. Keep lifting the inner knees up, the hamstrings up, but push the heel bones down. Pull the shoulders into the back. Good, nice. And exhale, release the hands from the feet. Bring the feet again to a hip width position. Keep the knees pointed forwards. Inhale, lift halfway. Fingers on the shins, lift the chest, lean forwards. Stay here on the exhale breath. Keep lifting the hamstrings up to the glutes, ribs up. Good. Chest up slightly. Inhale, chair pose. Again, knees bend, lift the arms. Pardon? Yeah. Exhale, can you sit a little bit deeper? Ooh, turn your bum on. Inhale, mountain pose. Stand all the way up. Exhale, baby back bend. Goalpost yawns. Again, tuck your bum down. So think of pushing your glutes forwards, thigh bones back. Heels down. Inhale, arms are straight back up again. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees as you tip out and down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, low lunge. Right foot steps back this time. Lower the knee. Keep your toes tucked forwards. Inhale, crescent moon. Lift the arms up. Back knee down. Good. Again, same thing. Start to pull the hips off the front thigh so the pelvis is in an upright position, just like when you were sitting at the start of class. And from here, can you pull your hips even further back? Good. Keep the knee pointed forwards. Wrap the outer left hip back and down. So think left lateral hamstring pulls back. Your right hamstring is lifting up to the right glute. Right glute is on for support. Take a full inhale breath. Pull the ribs back into the back of the body. Keep the front of the spine lifted. Now from here, inhale, back knee lifts off the ground. Again, if this is not in your practice, keep the knee down. Take a shorter stance. Yeah, bend your back knee more. Keep the front of the pelvis pulled up, away from the front thigh, ribs back. Exhale, hands to the ground. Start to tip forwards. Inhale, standing splits. Right foot lifts up, the top of the mat. Exhale, step back to a low lunge with control. Now press the palms down. Inhale, three-legged dog. You can use blocks under the hands, use it. And then open the hip, take some movement. Whatever feels good on this side. Take another full breath in. And downward facing dog. Inhale, glide forwards to a high plank. Think roll up the spine. Find each vertebrae moving. Exhale, on or off the knees. We lower all the way down to the ground. Just one here. Inhale, baby cobra. Pull the chest forwards and up. Lengthen the tailbone back as you push the pubic bone forwards. Look down. Exhale, child's pose. Pull the hips back to the heels. We're here for one inhale breath. Get nice and heavy. Press your bum down. Reach the chest forwards, ribs in. And now we're going to swap. But I'll be back. I'll be back to bring you guys into Shavasana. Thanks, Colin.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
I'm Owen. This is Budokon. Partly Budokon. I'm feeling like mixing it up today. MJ was talking about having a day. Like, I haven't had a day like hers, but I've had a day where my brain has been like stuck in a book and a computer writing a paper. So my brain is mushy. But this morning in my meditation, when I was waking up and it was like a feeling that was inside of me, it's just like this recurring theme of like passion. Like, I want to experience passion. I want to share my life with people that have passion. I want to do things that I'm passionate about. And one of those things is Budokon. And although I've had fun for a couple weeks at teaching you guys the breakdown of things, which I'll continue to do a little bit today. Like, my passion is behind teaching you like more flowy things and like doing things that go together and are more beautiful. So go ahead and start on your knees in hero's pose at the back of your mat. Place your right hand, make an L with your thumb and forefinger. Place your hand on the ground. Make an L with your left thumb and forefinger. Place your thumb on the ground. Go ahead and bow your forehead into that diamond and say Os. There we go. Go ahead and sit on up. Walk your hands forward at the top of tabletop. And it's really hard for me to do yoga teach yoga without doing it. So I'm gonna have to hop in on this with you guys. So MJ's already gone through the articulation of the spine, so we're not going to get too much into that. Go ahead and tuck your toes, send your hips high, and roll back to downward dog. We are going to review a few things. One of the things
is rolling wave, and I think it'll be easier to show you this from the side. Hopefully you can see it. But basically, in the start for this is downward dog. So pushing the ground away, one line of energy from your fingertips to your tailbone, shift up high on your toes. You push the ground away. This pushing, this rounding away of your upper spine is called cobra hood, and then let your weight drift forward. And MJ said, find every single vertebrae within the spine. As you do, and you roll forward, as your shoulders pass over your hands, your hips need to come down to the ground. And again, let that happen one vertebrae at a time until you find upward dog with your toes tucked. Rolling back out of this, have your chin into your chest, push that ground away, find that cobra hood, and continue to let that roll go up through your spine, your hips high, high up onto your toes, and then settle back into your heels. Okay? That's rolling waves. That's the Budokon version of Chaturanga Vinyasa. Go ahead, again, MJ talked about rolling forward one vertebrae at a time into plank. Go ahead and do that. And then exhale your chest all the way down to the ground. And we'll go through a review of rolling cobra. Everybody loves it. So go ahead and with your toes tucked, all right, that's your like measurement guide. Push your knees forward and wide. It'll bring your butt up into the air. Okay, nice. You want to articulate your hips. So go ahead and you start from the interior pelvic tilt to the posterior tilt by rolling your tailbone under toward your belly button. As you do, continue to let that roll move up through your spine until you find upward dog. Okay? And again, roll back out of this, tuck your chin into your chest, move through your cobra hood, send your hips high, untuck one toe at a time, and find downward dog. So that is rolling wave, rolling cobra. There's one thing I want to go ahead and work on a little bit, and it's called falling warrior. So go ahead and walk your feet forward toward your hands. Roll up one vertebrae at a time, go halfway lift. Roll down to a forward fold. And reverse swan dive your hands high into mountain. Bring your hands to prayer at heart. Find a steeple grip with your hands. And then go ahead and lift your left leg up, grounding down through your right foot. All right. In Budokon, there's something called falling warrior, where basically we start from a flying warrior. So shift your weight forward, your basic chest goes down, your leg goes back into essentially warrior 3. Right? And then what happens is you let your chest rise up while your leg stays straight. So the point of this, and I'll show it to you from the front and I'll show it to you from the side, but basically it makes me think about those little birds that are like dipping into water and they're just kind of like bowing down and over. But the whole point of this is to let the momentum of the swinging leg swing around your foot so that you change directions. And you can basically pivot exactly on your balance foot. So what happens, and again, like in the training, like everybody, people are bent over, now leg swoops down, and you just hop and switch directions. Some people, like and me most of the time, when I do that and I switch directions, I'm like falling over one way or doing something. So you can leave that balanced foot on the ground, lean forward, if I can find a balance in the first place. You lean forward, let your chest rise, let your leg fall, and let yourself switch directions. So go ahead, lean forward into warrior 3, find the balance on that right foot, let your chest rise, let your leg swing, and let yourself switch directions. The point of this is once you switch directions, okay, again, your leg is still, kind of off the ground, and then you fold forward to walk your hands down to the ground and lower yourself all the way down, flat to the ground. And move yourself through cobra hood, or rolling cobra. Nobody has seen it from this angle yet, so it's going to be much nicer. All right, so toes are tucked, push your knees forward and wide, butts are up in the air, untuck your toes so the tops of your feet are on the ground. Roll your tailbone under toward your belly button, continue to let that roll, move up through your spine to finding upward dog, and then roll down, roll back, downward dog, tuck your chin into your chest, sending your hips high, untucking one foot at a time, and finding downward dog. All right, so we're going to go ahead and switch directions on this. Go ahead and walk your feet forward toward your hands. Exhale deep into a forward fold. Enjoy the view while you can. Inhale for a half-foot lift. Exhale down for a forward fold. Inhale, rise to mountain. Bring your hands to a steeple grip in front of your chest, opposite steeple grip. So whatever you would naturally cross over, cross the opposite over. Ground down for your left foot. Lift your right leg high. All right. Part of the practice is called kicking warrior. So basically, in this pose, extend your right leg straight for kicking warrior. Bend it back. Let yourself pivot forward at your hips so your chest drops down, your leg extends back, and see if you can actually extend your arms out long and in front of you with the gaze going forward for warrior 3. Move through falling warrior, this time by letting your chest rise and letting your right foot swing around your left, so you change directions, and for them, you're facing forward, okay? So from here, okay, go ahead and with that leg still off the ground, let yourself extend that leg back, walk your hands forward, lower yourself all the way down to the ground to move through rolling cobra, tuck your toes, push your knees forward, untuck your toes so the tops of your feet are on the ground, roll your tailbone under so that your tailbone moves toward your belly button, continue to rise into upward dog, tuck your chin into your chest to move back for downward dog, send your hips high, untuck your toes one at a time, rolling back to downward dog. I wanted to show you those foundational moves because what we're going to do is a part of the sequence that involves all of that. So go ahead and walk your feet forward to your hands. Go ahead and go wide for frog. Right? If we were in a bigger space, we'd do it a little bit differently. But go ahead and lower your hips down to the ground. Send your legs out long and in front of you. All right? Basically, find modified bow. Bend your knees a little bit. Extend your arms out in front of you. Lower your chest down to the ground. Let your arms sweep back, up, and overhead. Lift your legs, sweep them back to find plow. All right, we're going to move into something called iron footstool. The way we do this is with momentum, we roll forward onto the balls of our feet. Let's see if people have got that. MJ's got it. Charlie's got it. So no, I want Charlie to get it. I want you guys to get it too. So the key to this, and a lot of people, Charlie's got a bad ankle. We're not even going to make him do that. But there's other people at home that maybe didn't get this the first time. So I'm going to give you the secret to it. And basically it's arms are up, legs are back. As you come forward, shoot your hands forward. Okay, it's not anything other than that. Now we're in iron footstool. Go ahead and send your knees wide. Find a steeple grip in front of your chest. Send your gaze in that steeple grip up and high. If you have an ankle problem, don't be doing this. Okay, this is a sword mudra in Budokon. Anytime you have a weapon, look toward the direction that the weapon is moving for the attack. Go ahead and sweep your sword down and to the right. As you do, bring your knees together, let your heels drop down, open up for prayer twist to the right. As you look down, ground down through your right foot, lift your left foot off the ground, step back to find lunge with a prayer twist. Fly your arms, right arm up, left arm down, and we're going to move through basically opening up to warrior 2. So left arm goes down, right up, down and up. Right arm goes forward, opening up warrior 2 with your right leg forward. We've done double block for the last few weeks, so hopefully you guys have got this. But basically, your right hand is going to go up while your left hand goes down. You move warrior 2 feet to the back of the mat. As you do, your forearms come to rest on each other. Slide your arms apart so that your block goes down and to the right, up and to the left with your gaze going forward to the front of the mat. Go ahead and take your right hand, circle it in toward your hip to grab a knife. As you do, shift warrior 2 feet back to the front of the room. Deep reaching warrior is what it's called. So you're going to plunge that knife forward with your right hand, back with your left. All right. Lower your right hand down the ground. Look back at your left hand as it travels through the air until you find the ground for low lunge. Send your right leg high, three-legged dog. With your straight leg, lower your right foot down and meet your left. Tuck your chin into your chest, shift forward, move through rolling wave. It's upward dog. Tuck your chin into your chest to roll back. Move through your cobra hood, send your hips high, one vertebrae at a time, rolling back to downward dog. Let's do this again. Walk your feet forward to a frog squat. Lower yourself down low, let your butt hit the ground. Send your legs out in front of you, find a modified boat with bent knees, extend your arms out and lower yourself down one vertebrae at a time to the ground. Send your arms up high and overhead, sweep your legs back for plow, let yourself roll forward, shoot your arms forward to find that iron footstool. Yesterday, I think we called it diamond crow. It's called diamond crows in traditional yoga. But basically, you're on your toes, heels are touching, knees are wide, find an awkward steeple grip, the opposite of what you would normally grab. Send your gaze and your sword high into the sky to work on your balance. Once you find that full extension, sweep your sword down into the left. Bring your knees together, let your heels drop, opening up into a prayer twist to the left. Fly your arms, right arm down, left arm up. Look down, ground your left foot down, and lift your right leg up and step back into revolve lunge. Again, you're going to sweep your arms around. The right arm is going to come forward. The left arm is going to go back. You're going to drop your right heel down, opening up to warrior two. Initiate that double block on this side. Left arm goes up, right arm goes down. Shift warrior 2 feet to the back of the mat. Let your arms slide apart, blocking down to the left, up and to the right. Circle your hand in, grab that knife from your hip, shift warrior 2 feet back to the front of the mat, plunge that knife forward for deep reaching warrior. Lower your left hand down, look up at your right hand, watch it travel through the sky until it hits the ground. Finding a little lunge, roll on the ball with your right foot, send your right leg high, three-legged dog, lower your foot down. Find downward dog, shift up behind your toes, tuck your chin into your chest, roll forward one vertebrae at a time. All the way through to upward dog. Tuck your chin into your chest, push through your cobra hood, roll up one vertebrae at a time, back to downward dog.
Oh yeah, a couple minutes.
Couple minutes, cool. All right, we're gonna go ahead and work on just a couple of stretchy things. So again, one more time, walk your feet forward to frog. This practice tagged me good, nicely actually. Lower your hips down to the ground, send your legs long. Find modified bow, lower your back down one vertebrae at a time. Send your arms long and overhead. Sweep your legs back into plow. And then go ahead and grab your feet, your right hand, your right foot with your right hand, your left foot with your left hand, and roll down one vertebrae at a time in child pose. Just stay here for a second, rock back and forth, massage out your little lower spine a little bit. Release your grip, cross your right knee over your left, grab your right foot with your left hand, grab your left foot with your right hand. There we go, this is why we do it. Your left knee is down, it's like closer to the ground than your right knee. So go ahead and let that one drop forward into the ground. And then take your left hand, draw your right leg across your body for a twist. In Budokon, the developer of it, his name is Cameron Shane, he's called Concho, this is called the Concho twist.
In yoga, this is cat pulling its tail.
In yoga, it's cat pulling its tail. For Charlie, it's a good time. Go ahead and let that knee come back, roll back to your center. Uncross your legs. I like to recenter my back by placing both feet on the ground, lifting my hips up and lowering down one vertebrae at a time. Lift both of your knees back up. This time, cross your left knee over your right. Grab your left foot with your right hand. Your right foot with your left hand. That's really hard to figure out in my brain. And let your right knee drop forward to the ground as you draw your left leg across your body to the right for a twist on this side. Go ahead and bring that knee to center. Let you roll back on your back. Place your feet on the ground. Lift your spine up. Lower one vertebrae down at a time. If you want, draw your knees in your chest. Roll around a little bit. And just got it from here. Do I have more that I want to do?
Just one more.
Just one more? Sure. That was good. All right. Go ahead, hands above head, sweep back into plow. Cross your right foot behind your left knee and roll forward. Basically, so that your left leg is straight, your right leg is bent. Are you cool? This stretch. Okay. Send your arms high. Turn your body toward your leg that's straight forward. By the way, I have a knee issue, so I like to actually slide my foot forward a little bit so I don't put so much pressure on it. Don't feel that you need to have your heel back in your groin. If you want to have it further down in your leg, that's just fine. But go ahead and send your arms high, turn your chest toward your foot, and bow down toward your foot. Whatever degree you've got with this is where it's at. Some people can grab their feet, their toes, get all the way down. Some people can't. So if you're at your shins, and this is where you're at, do me a favor, grab your shin. All right, take an inhale breath to fill with air. And as you exhale, pull yourself closer to your foot and then move your hand forward a little tiny bit. When I teach people how to do this, like they come to me like, I've never been able to touch my toes in my life. So again, inhale to fill, exhale to pull yourself a little bit further forward. Go through that a couple more times for yourself. Inhale to fill, and again, reach forward, bow down. Go ahead and gently roll up one vertebra at a time. We don't need to roll back for this one. Send your right leg out. Bring your left foot in to your knee. Send your arms high. Turn your chest toward your right foot. Lower yourself down. All right. Keep that back straight at first. Again, if you need to grab your shin, go for it. All right. Inhale to fill. Exhale to pull your chest down. Try not to round so much in your spine. Seeing if you can keep it straight a little bit. And with every breath, fill. With every exhale, move forward a little bit more. Again, if you're already at a point where you can just grab your foot, then go ahead and exhale your chest down a little bit closer to your knee. Again, filling with air and exhaling deeper into the stretch every single time. Let yourself roll up one vertebrae at a time. Bring both of your feet together. Extend your arms out long for modified bow. Lower yourself down to one vertebrae. I'm going to go into my regular yoga practice at this point. With your arms up and overhead, push away with your right hand and away with your right foot. Feel a stretch along the whole right side of your body. Inhale to center. Exhale to push your left hand away and your left foot forward, feeling a stretch along the whole left side of your body. Continue with that. Inhale to center. Exhale for an open up on the side. Same thing, back and forth. Inhale to find as much length as you possibly can in both directions. And then bend your knees and bring your feet to the ground. You want?
I can definitely help. I'm back. Oh, sorry.
And just back.
I'm back, guys. Okay. Bring the soles of the feet flat to the ground. You're welcome to come there if you like. Make sure that your blocks or props are nearby so you can grab them easily. With the soles of the feet flat, about a hip width position. Press down into the heels, bring the arms down by your side. And then inhale, bridge pose with the pelvis up. So think of wrapping the outer hips up. We're going to do 3 different bridges here. You can see which one feels good for you, what feels right. For this one, press down into the big toe mound, baby toe mound, heel bone, roll the inner thighs down, wrap your outer hips up. So think of lengthening your bum towards the back of the knees. So we're not overly arching, we don't have deep lordosis in the low back. Press the shoulder blades down. Make sure the upper neck is not flat. Lift the chin if it is. Take a full inhale breath. Walk your feet out to the width of the mat. Turn the toes out, a little bit like the frog squats that we were doing today. Toes out, flex the toes off the ground. If that's too much, just keep the toes down. If you can, pull the ball point off the ground as well, so you're just on the heels. Good. Dig the heels down. Notice where you feel this, what is working to help the pelvis stay lifted. Again, make sure that the upper neck is not flat. If you need a towel or blanket under the head or something, please do. Feel the shoulder blades support the upper back ribs. Keep the hips lifted, lower the toes back to the ground. Walk the feet in so they touch now, side by side. Keep the hips lifted. If you need to lower them in between each of this, you can. But with the, walk your feet a little towards your bum, Charlie. Yeah, there you go. Now press the feet down, open the knees as wide as you can. So butterfly bridge, but the feet stay flat. That doesn't work for you. If you need to come onto the knife edge, the lateral edge of the feet, you can. Take one more full inhale breath. As you slowly lower, I want you to begin to close the knees, coordinate the lowering of the spine, the closing of the knees. Inhale, lift back up, open the knees. Press the feet down, knees open only as wide as you can keep the toes down. Exhale, close the knees as you articulate back down towards the ground. Again, inhale, lift up, open the knees. Exhale, slowly lower back down, closing them. Last one, inhale, lift up, sorry, Charlie. Open the knees. Exhale, slowly lower back down. Bring the soles of the feet to touch, knees wide, full butterfly. Put a block under the outside of each leg here. If you need it higher because the knees are way off the ground, put it closer in towards the outer hips, or you can support the upper, lower, or both upper and lower leg. And then bring the arms behind in a little goalpost position or in a halo position. If you do have one hand on top of the other, make sure to change it over part way through so that you're even. So take about 2 to 3 breaths each side. And then just let the body relax here as you breathe. Let the eyes close. If this becomes uncomfortable at all, you can change it. Move to what feels better. But I'm going to guide you guys into a little guided meditation. So as you lay here, think of the body getting heavy. If at any time it becomes intense with the arms back behind you, bring them down onto the body by your side, etc. And then think of the front of the body opening up and expanding. As you release any breath control or manipulation that you may have been doing, all you have to do is allow yourself to be here. As you lay here, so you're not fully in Shavasana, but we're just in more awareness. What sounds do you hear? This is something that I think is very important to do, not just in our practice, but in everything. Without identifying or labeling those sounds, just notice that they're sounds. Let them come and go, just naturally and comfortably. The sounds moving around us, I'm perturbed by these sounds. Body starts to grow just a little bit heavier. Now take in any sensations that are standing out. Are there any sensations that are more intense? That are maybe a little nicer? Just let them be. You don't need to change anything, just allow them to be as they are. Haven't swapped the hands over, do that, please. Noticing what you're feeling. Is there anything else coming up for you? Is there anything in the way of the emotions? Is there an energetic shift or maybe the energetic layer You might feel something there. Just observing each of these things. We'll now bring ourselves into the breath. Follow the breath into the body as you feel up. Again, just natural, calm breathing, not forced, not over the top. And follow the breath as you exhale. Letting it move in and out of the body. Without force, without restriction. Notice where it gets stuck. Letting the body get a little bit heavier again. Letting it melt down even further. Telling yourself that you are exactly where you're meant to be. Right here and right now. Let yourself be exactly where you are. Your mind, your body, your focus. It doesn't have to be a sharp focus, just kind of hazing away. But just aware. Present. And allowing presence to help us to make the most of every single situation, every circumstance, every encounter. How does your breath feel? Is it nice today? Is it pleasant and easy and calming? Is it different than what it was, say, even just 10 minutes or an hour and 10 minutes ago? Through these things changing, we change the chemicals that move throughout the body. We change the brain, the way it's working. Can we let that help us? Just superficially, at a deep level, a deep layer. I always highly suggest that you stay exactly where you are. If you are ready to move back into your evening, deepen your breath, move your body. As you start to bring yourself towards a seated position. You can sit on props. You can sit however it feels comfortable. Eyes open or closed, hands on the legs, the lap, the heart, whatever feels right for you. If you were having one of those crazy days like me, use what you can from this class to help support you through the rest of the night. So find whatever way things flip you. See if that's the new direction that you can really move into wholeheartedly. Allowing that to be where you put your focus and energy instead of pushing against whatever that new thing is. Thank you so much for your time, your energy. Please let me know any feedback that you might have. Let's bring the hands through prayer, thumbs to the third eye, and bow in gratitude. Namaste. I thank you all. Thanks, guys. Please, if anyone has not yet subscribed to YouTube. And I can stop the live Instagram. It will be up on YouTube for good. I think it takes a few hours for it to process. But yes, it will be up. Please thumbs up it. Please share it if someone might like to do it. Send me messages if you have questions or anything. I miss you guys so much. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Yoga.
Just falling in and back to sleep.
Yeah. Good.